The thing about playing blindfolded is that people do it in order to add that extra layer of impressiveness. And is it impressive? Yeah, I think it's pretty cool to see people do it on other instruments. The question is it really that difficult? And the answer is, not really. It's actually a lot less difficult than you might think to do, and I'm going to explain how it's done. When you learn an instrument like the piano, you spend loads of time drilling in scales, arpeggios, chords, techniques. And the reason that we do that is because most songs and pieces are made up of scales, arpeggios, chords, and techniques. Which means when it actually comes to playing these things, as long as you can identify what it is that you're playing, is it a chord that's just broken down into individual notes? Is it just a scale that you've already practiced loads of times? As long as you can do that and identify the elements that make up a piece of music, all it really is a load of stuff that you've practiced before. Having said that, the only real difficulty is when you are having to jump around, and that's because when you are reading pieces of music, that is the time when you would glance down at your hands in order to see what's going on. But doing things like jazz improvisation, or messing around with chords, that's all actually pretty easy because you're visualizing the piano in your head. And if you've got to a certain level where you're comfortable reading music and able to just let your hands do its thing, you can kind of visualize what's happening on the piano in your head, and then your hands will know what to do. And on top of that, you are likely going to have practiced that piece a lot with the music in front of you beforehand, so you'll have it drilled into your hands. If you are reading the piece of music for most of your practice, you're not actually looking at your hands anyway. All this is to say that 90% of the work is actually already done in order to be able to play without looking. The other 10% is two things. One is just general piano geography knowledge. It's spending enough time at the piano that your hands just know instinctively where things are. And the other part is spending a quick 5 minutes practicing those jumps, because those are the parts that you likely won't have practiced without looking when you are playing it with the sheet music in front of you. So actually, contrary to what you might think, playing blindfolded is actually not that difficult. It's one of those things where it looks a lot more impressive to do than it actually is. You've just got to make sure that whatever you want to play, you actually really know. Because if there's any hesitation, then your hands just won't do it. Another thing that is very difficult is learning to play by ear. And in this video, I learned Playing God by Polyphia by ear in 30 minutes. So if you're interested in that, head on through and I will see you there.